What is going on, my Impact Wrestling fam? Welcome to another edition of your 20-minute hot take Impact on Access TV talk show. My name is Geoff. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for rocking with me week in, week out. This will be the week before a bye week because next week will be Under Siege. And with Under Siege being on Friday, we will be doing our TNAIW live podcast yet again. Sunday, 8 p.m., twitch.tv/TNAIW channel. If you want to rock with us live, hit up the chat. And we'll do a review of Under Siege and beyond. So look forward to that. And also, welcome back Go Power Rankings to the channel. Go check that out, man. Dr. Labert and Lucha back in the thick of things. And speaking of Lucha, TNA 2K Episode 2 out. Thanks for you guys for voting and helping us lock in the brackets. It's been a good time. Not time sensitive, but go back and watch when you can. It's really fun stuff. All right, let's get into fun stuff of Impact on Access TV. I thought it was a damn good show, guys. We're going to start with the main event, actually, because I thought there was a good overlaying theme to this match. One, it just kind of spoke to the chemistry of this locker room a little bit, man. You know, with 6 individuals all gunning for the world title, there's no chemistry needed when it comes to telling that story, right? Everyone's out for themselves, so if things don't flow or whatever, it is what it is. They'll all be at each other's throats, next Friday. But what's cool of it, I just mean in general, it just spoke to a couple things. One being just this whole show where chemistry just oozed out of every matchup. Surprisingly, with some of these people being their first matchup, which we'll get to. But I thought that was really cool. And the other overlaying tone or theme or whatever you want to call it is that this was an episode where they really put meat on the bones of a lot of feuds that we'd known for a while or matchups that are going to be at Under Siege that we've known for a while were going to happen. Chris Sabin and Trey comes to mind. Obviously, Giselle filling in that spot open for contract with Trinity. I know I'm missing some. Oh, Macklin PCO kept that going. And then, of course, the main event, which is the 6-man that we're talking about, which will be the number 1 contendership match at Under Siege. So for that reason, I thought it was really good. The match itself obviously was a banger. Yuya, I cannot say enough about this dude, my Super Saiyan Bobby Roode, Team Canada Bobby Roode. Just, he's going to be one of those guys who is an ace for New Japan. It's inevitable. He's got the talent, he's got the natural charisma, the natural athleticism, and you could tell he loves professional wrestling. He's going to be one of those guys that we are grateful we put time and attention into and develop, and I'm sure New Japan will be happy with it. So long-term, a great investment. And it's good to see Eddie back. Good to see Moose still in the fray. Don't know what's going on, long-term with him, but good to see those main event players all there. It looked important. Moose, Eddie, Kazarian. I know last week I said Kazarian could be part of that Sammy team, but obviously he's in this number 1 contendership match, so shame on me. But yeah, overall, I thought this was really good. Once again, I thought it spoke to a lot of different things, and it was really cool to see Alex Shelley obviously pick up the win and have that rhetoric of him and Kaz being 2 people who have been in this company for a very long time, in and out, but still haven't got that big one. So I really dug that as well. Yeah, not much more on that, but cool to see Gresham in the mix too. And with Kaz and Moose and Eddie losing, I don't really think that's a tell of who's going to win or lose at Under Siege. Not that it matters, but it does intrigue me to see who they give Macklin next. Shelley does make a lot of sense, but does that victory equate to him winning at Under Siege as well? No, we know it doesn't necessarily mean that. So we'll see. But let's go into someone's reign who was talked about quite a bit, actually, man, and put over. And I thought this was a really cool, we'll call it a segment, long segment, because there was a matchup. There was story to that, and then there was the connector with Chris Sabin coming out after Trey did his sit-in, I guess, if you will. So first of all, I want to give props to the match itself, man. Trey versus Laredo Kid, a banger. Crowd into it, of course. I thought the finish was creative and flawlessly executed, which things like that, it could always be a good idea, but unless it's like actually done right, it is what it is. But I thought it was done great. Laredo Kid is someone just like Yuya, man, in a different way, but if they really... One, I think he could be a star. But two, if you really sat him down, put the investment in him, if he's your guy, if you think he's going to be there for the long haul and he's someone you can invest in, put some money into that dude's gear, put some money into that dude's merch, and give us our first real... I know Tigre Uno was there, but he didn't get the push that I'm talking about that you could give Laredo Kid. The story's there, obviously, with the unfortunate near-death experience, the history of him with Trey and all that stuff, so there's a built-in feud already there to continue on and catapult him. I just think if they really wanted to invest in this dude, they can make a lot of money with him. With that being said, we're talking about Trey. Now, the one negative thing I'm going to say about them putting over Trey's reign, I think a lot of those numbers need to be in context. The heyday of the X Division, they hot-shotted that title, if because of it was trying to pop something or it was the Wednesday night pay-per-view, whatever it was. And also, you're talking about people like AJ Styles, Sabin, Aries, Joe, Daniels, Amazing Red. Sabin did a great job naming them. The amount of talent that they had to balance that belt between and whatever, and any given night anyone could lose because of the hard toll. There we go. Hey, the hard toll it takes on the body of wrestling that style. I think in context it's hard to compare. So those numbers, yes, he's the number 3 reign and stuff, but those titles were passed. That title was passed around for quite a bit. With that being said, I'm not a Trey hater. I'm a Trey lover. I always believed in this dude. Even when people were saying he might not be the star of the Rascalz, he, not to say they all individually aren't, but, this kid just has it. And it's great to see him continuously level up. He's not resting on his laurels. He's not, I got over a spider tray. Okay, I'm good. No, next level. Next level. And I think, obviously this reign will solidify him, as second reigns generally do with younger talent. But I think it'll solidify, obviously, his place in history. But if you want that next level, I still think it's the Rascalz. You put a tag team behind him while he's maybe the forefront. He doesn't necessarily need to be in the tag team. And I think that's where I was wrong about, he can move on and be with Myron. Hey, if it's Wentz, it's Wentz, which would be cool. But you bring back the Rascalz and you got a tag team with Myron and Wentz, and then you got Trey, who could be in the forefront, still going for the X Division title or the DMC or something even bigger at some point. So keep going with Trey. I love it. I want to make sure I hit all my points because, I know with Trey, I want to make sure I put him over because I know with Trey, there's such silliness. I mentioned this before, the silliness of, he looks like, who gives a shit? What does this dude do in the ring? What does he do on the mic? And is his character continuously bringing something to the table? And I'm not comparing the comparisons people make, but I think this dude has just got something else. He's got that it factor. And when he took the mic and he's doing the no one respects me thing, it is what it is. It's predictable. I get it. But for Sabin to come out and then them have the back and forth and for him to drop out of the ring, and he sold that moment. It's easy for someone to say, okay, I'm going to whine about this. I'm going to play the character of this. And then I'm still going to try to, he lives in the moment and he knows when his time is, there and whatever. He picks his points. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'd love to Trey regardless. The kid's got it. Continuing with people who are just, future stars, current stars, keep leveling up. ABC, even in loss, I want to give them credit because I've been, saying for a while, they don't need the Bullet Club. In fact, they make the Bullet Club cool. With all these different silver and gold and all these 2000 NWO 2000s, all these iterations, it is what it is. You know my feelings towards that. Love the brand, but I think the brand needs to rest for a little bit. Glad they're going with ABC. I'll keep tooting that horn. But it was, taken aside from their tag team and them being who, we think they are or what they're supposed to do this week as tag team champions, it was nice to see Ace in a singles matchup. And remember, oh yeah, shit, that this is a guy who I thought and still do think is, it's so hard, man. There's such good talent here, but I feel still that they're the best prospects we've had in a very, very, very long time. At that point, I used to say AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. These two are the next in line for those, and I still believe that. So what's great here is to be reminded in singles action. It's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Once these guys do have that blood feud and break up, we have two single stars here as well. Like, we're not just pushing them back and then there's no, you know what I mean? Like, there's no next step. You could see the next step, but right now, in the moment, this is really cool how well they click, pun intended, how well they represent that tag division, have bought into that. And what I really like here, man, and the same goes for the Good Hands, because you could see with Jason Hotch and them giving him credit there of future X Division star and all that. It's so nice that there was a time where we were just, you come into the company, here's gold, go. We give you them, we'll get you why we have you, we'll use you, give you titles, all that stuff. But now we're doing it where, hey, you got to work your way up. So Jason Hotch is in a tag team. Ace and Bay are in a tag team at the moment. Not that they need to work their way up, but they're filling an important role right now. And then when they do move up, it's just going to be even better. So I love that. I love that they're continuously developing the tag team division. Subculture coming in. Hey, Von Erichs are free agents. Let's see where we could go with that. Design and Swinger having a match on Swinger and Dice having a match on BTI, both looking like tag teams. So the tag team division is thickening up. So eventually, when ABC does have to do that split, I'm not saying it's anytime soon. I don't know why they would. It's there for them. They're building that fall, that cushion. So when the fall of ABC happens, they can rise and go to whatever divisions they need to, if it's X, DMC, or World even. So kudos to Impact, kudos to ABC, and it was once again awesome to be reminded how great these talents we have are. Next is mystery solved. We have we know who the attacker is of Santino, and speculation, I think it was Millard was the first one to mention it to me, was right here. Dango was pushing the blame on everyone else, and comedically nonetheless, because he was the one that was attacking Santino, the former deputy of authority. So, taking out the director of authority. I like it, man, because at the end of the day, even though Dango is entertaining, he's quirky, he hits his marks, and he's funny, and he's always... I think it was important for him to be I don't want to say a good hand, because he's great in what he does. But if you take away that comedy side and you put that in the back of your mind and you just watch him in the ring, same with Brian Myers, man. Most professional wrestlers, amazing between those ropes. And I would love to see a serious side so he can elevate to take on Joe Hendry for the DMC. So he could win that DMC. The dude is very talented. I just think sometimes we get so focused on the gimmick, all gimmicks needed, that we forget the rest of the bag. And he has it, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this could go. And I'm excited to see, because it's not just going to be, I'm the same guy, Dango, but heel. There's got to be something else to it, right? I'm excited to see where he can grow and where this storyline grows. All right. So we know the attacker And I want to get to Trinity's match as my last one here because I think it encompasses quite a few things. One, I want to say straight from the get, we're watching something special. And I know I've talked about the Knockouts division week in, week out, and rightfully so. But this division, obviously we had Jody Threat on, having a squash there. And, Lish and Jordan setting something up. Deanna not even on the show. And you're not thinking twice about the Knockouts being put in the background. Obviously, I don't know. I didn't even look at how long it was, but they gave these girls time to go, man. And they went. They went. The crowd ate it up. I ate it up for sure. And the reason I say it's something special is because, once again, obviously the champion's not on there and we're still talking about it and we're still, excited about the prospects of this. But we continuously we're not oversaturating the division. We're bringing people to the table that might not, once again, be in the main event feud right now or the main feud for it. Jody's obviously doing squash matches. But it goes to kind of what I was saying with Jason Hotch and the Good Hands and Ace and Bay currently in the tag division. We're in a spot now where we can put very talented people in, I won't say lesser roles, but not feature roles and still feel very important. And I know I'm talking in circle here, but I want to get to the Coven because this match I thought was beautifully booked. I thought this was going to be a squash to be honest. And that's nothing against KiLynn, but Trinity's first match, you want her to look good. And they made her look good. And not that she, maybe needed to, the help of that, but they put her in there with someone who could hold her own, who got enough time on her own to still look great and remind you what KiLynn's all about. And they put in enough work to make Trinity showcase what she can do in the ring. I'm honest. I've only seen a handful of her matches prior to this. I know there was some blah blah, people on Twitter saying whatever, but I I was pleasantly, I won't say surprised, but I was pleased, man. I thought this was a great match, and when it comes to the special part as well, let me hit another part on Trinity. We are adding people like Jody Threat and KiLynn King and Trinity, obviously. But each of them has a different tempo. And Trinity's moveset, and I know that sounds so marky or whatever, but her moveset is something completely different than we've seen in this Knockouts division now, in the past, who knows in the future. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's just another different tempo we're adding to this already awesome, vibrant, everything you could want in a division. I don't know how to word it, guys. Maybe you guys can say it better than I, but you probably can. But I thought this was great. I thought she looked great. I thought the Coven looked great. I don't know if I want to go as far as saying they're my favorite tag team in the history of this Knockouts tag division. But as far as coming into play, looking the part, gelling, getting over from entrance, everything. By the way, shout out to everyone who's putting work on production to these entrances and making each one feel special and each character being kind of already told to the audience if they never even seen them before they even come out. It's really nicely done. And KiLynn King and the Coven and then Trinity just spoke to that, which just popped in my head. But yeah, man, I really dig the Coven, and I can't say that enough. I really do believe, and of course that we've had the inspiration. We've had the Death Dolls. We've had some really good tag teams. Kira and Tasha. So a lot of great stuff. But as far as coming in and making an impact and being the real deal, man, I really love what the Coven's putting down, and I really love what Trinity brings to the table here, man. From star power to wrestling ability. You got to mention because that match was fire. I'm really excited. The only thing I will say was very TNA and not the good way was too much. I know we have to set up the pay-per-view, we have to set up the Giselle stuff, but Jay comes in, and I like Jay, but he's, he's extra. And what was a great bout was kind of undermined a little bit by, on to the next thing. Other than that, great showing, dug it, love this whole show. I want to hit up my quick thoughts because I really don't have too much. I know on the cover it says NFTs and TV deals, so I'm going to stick to that really quick. NFTs, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's like VHSs, but not cool, right? Anyways, on the flip side of that, I will say the positive, the optimistic part that I didn't get to mention this week, that is the flip side of NFTs, is business for wrestling is good right now. No matter what you think about the other companies, pro wrestling in my eyes. Sellouts all over the world. We're going to Australia. The market is good, and the TV deals, obviously Rampage or Dynamite getting a new show as well, or AEW, I don't know why I said it like that. AEW getting a new show as well. The business is good. The business is booming. And the fact that we're trying to lock down our talent tells me not that we're going to leave Access TV by any means, but distribution rights. Keep our eye on that. People are buying a lot of stuff, and the very little connection I know or still have, nostalgia, I told you guys that for the past couple of years. Nostalgia is going to be big in the next couple of years, and so is live action sports. Now, this doesn't necessarily play into that per se, but there's a built-in audience. There's a automatic ratings getter, and there's also that tie into selling multiple shows, multiple things on, and in a world where cable television is up and down, this is the kind of content they're going to want to buy. So let's keep our eyes on that. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Other than that, guys, that's what I got for you. I will see you Sunday live for the TNAIW podcast back, which I'm really excited. Talk about Under Siege and beyond. Maybe we'll have a guest or so. I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you guys join me. I thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you go check out Go Power Rankings, TNA 2K. I'll try to fix my camera next time so I'm actually looking at you. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. God bless and good night. Goodbye, everybody.